What do you do when the door you prayed for finally opens, only to slam shut the moment you reach it? When you fasted, believed, cried out to God with everything in you, yet the only answer echoing back feels like a painful, unmoving no. When it seems like everyone else is stepping into breakthroughs while you stand still, it's easy to feel invisible, unwanted, abandoned. But before you assume God rejected you, you need to understand something deeper. There are reasons God says no or not now, and they are far more protective and purposeful than you realize. Scripture shows this pattern again and again. Joseph was betrayed, sold, imprisoned, yet every closed door was a divine no that positioned him for the throne. Moses was misunderstood and pushed into exile, but that "not now" led him straight to a burning bush that would shake nations. Even Jesus himself was despised and rejected, but what looked like God's no was carrying the weight of redemption for the world. Rejection isn't a sign you're unworthy, it's often the mark of someone God is preparing for something far greater. That's why when you feel pushed aside, overlooked, or forgotten, heaven is not discarding you, heaven is reshaping you. And behind that pain are reasons as shocking as they are necessary. So here are 6 reasons God is saying no or not yet. Reason 1. God is setting you apart. This is a truth many never recognize. You're not rejected because you're not enough. You're rejected because you don't fit the small places you tried to shrink into. Heaven pulls you from the average, the easy, the familiar, because your calling requires separation before elevation. Example of this is Joseph, who dreamed of greatness, but his brothers despised him, sold him, and left him for dead. Yet every rejection pushed him closer to Egypt, where God positioned him as prime minister. Reason 2. God is protecting you from what you cannot see. You wanted the relationship, the opportunity, the open door, but God saw the trap, the heartbreak, the spiritual loss hidden inside it. His mercy sometimes sounds like silence. His protection often feels like rejection. Like Samson, who chased Delilah without seeing the danger wrapped in her intentions. He thought he was stepping toward love, but he was stepping toward destruction. God's protection is often the unseen barrier that keeps you from the very thing designed to break you. Reason 3. God is preparing you for something greater. If God handed you what you begged for right now, it might crush the version of you He's still strengthening. So He works quietly, building character, stretching faith, forming the spiritual backbone you'll need when the promise arrives. Just like David, for example, who was anointed king as a boy, but spent years tending sheep, serving King Saul, and fighting battles he didn't ask for. God had chosen him, but he wasn't ready. Preparation was the bridge between the oil and the throne. Reason 4. God is stripping away what you thought you needed. Comfort zones, familiar people, old plans. He removes what weighs down your future so you can receive what belongs to your destiny. He's not punishing you, He's freeing you. Now think of Gideon, who thought he needed a massive army, but God reduced it from 32,000 to 300 to show that victory didn't depend on what Gideon clung to, but on what God could do. Reason 5. God is realigning your purpose. You had a timeline, a dream, a strategy, but His calling is higher than your plan. Sometimes a closed door is His warning, pushing you back into alignment with what He intended all along. Like Abraham, for example, who just wanted an heir, a single child, as proof of God's promise, but God wanted to make him a father of many nations. God's plan was bigger than Abram's limited expectations. Reason 6. God is deepening your faith. In the stillness of rejection, God teaches you to walk by conviction, not emotion. to trust Him when you see nothing, to believe Him when everything feels still. Faith grows strongest where answers grow quiet. Hebrews 11:1 says faith is evidence of what you cannot see. Silence is where God grows vision that isn't dependent on sight.